Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect Escapes. Today's beverage is a highly carbonated yet nicely chilled dandelion and bird dog. So welcome back to Prison Architect Escapes. This is a series where we attempt to break out facilities not made by me. This is Prisoner Simpson, prisoner number 12766410, and this is a prison called Big Fire, I guess, which is something I found on the Steam Workshop. I believe the original facility is the Iron Fort, which I can't remember if I've featured before, but it's certainly prevalent on the Workshop. It's always high up on the list. And, well, basically, the whole thing is on fire and there's a riot of 120 plus prisoners going on. So, for whatever reason, I don't know whether it's a good idea or not. I thought, why not try and escape from a prison that has gone completely and utterly wrong? Like, this is definitely something that has been introduced to the facility. We've got obviously some fire engines, we've got some riot police, things like that. I'm going to skip the intake because I think it's going completely wrong. And as soon as we turn up, we are rioting, and we can see there is a guard over there. And quite frankly, I'm going to wait for this inmate to keep fighting there. In fact, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and harvest some points by attacking that guard, and it looks like it didn't work out. There's a set of scissors which I will pick up, and I'm going to then attack this the guard here. Obviously, we don't have any traits, but my idea is to try and escape. And obviously, there we go, there's a set of keys, and quite frankly, we are going to try and get some traits. Let me end the fight, and end fight there. I'm pressing space, and it's not actually working. I think it's because I've got, obviously, the riot going on here, and we're classed as rioting, and then, right, we're obviously going to take that guard out there, and then I will try to end the fight, and it's not working, so I can't actually end the fight and get myself any traits. Okay, so all these cells are obviously obviously completely and utterly wrecked. They've been smashed up, been set on fire. There's been all sorts of nonsense gone on here, and there's a riot in the laundry, and this is, I mean, I don't know the layout of the facility. I have a feeling that it's going to be a case of just having a look around and see what I can do. This is all been on fire, and it looks like it's actually been put out, but there's prisoners rioting here. We've got, oh look, I found the edge of the facility, which is always a good one. Oh, there we go. Right, I managed to stop the fighting here, so we're not actually doing anything wrong at this stage, but there's still a riot underway, and when we go past these guys, it's still fighting. Okay, so I'm seeing, is that the road? There is, no, that's the end of the facility, so the road must be on the very left then, so I need to go to the left and go out through there. I don't know if it's coming across on the recording, but the facility is struggling somewhat when it comes to the performance, and what I mean by that is there's so much fire and smoke and debris and rubble, and obviously this thing has got a lot of staff as well, that frame rate is something that other people are probably getting. This is not obviously on this one. You can see the facility is getting even worse as we get towards the center. So there is the road, I think. Yes, that is a road. We have in an area that has not been burnt. Okay, so all this wall here hasn't been taken out. We do have an area where we can get through the front. We have in some maybe can we go around this way? I'm trying to get around any doors. There's a door here which is not broke. These are, I don't know if these are remote doors, but I'm going to have to try and break through it. So I'm just mashing the button here, and what we'll do is we'll see if we can just get through one of the doors, whether it be on the top or on the bottom there. There is still some road gates there in position, so we have to deal with that. We have got strong, but not obviously very, very strong. I think, like I said, these are remote doors. In terms of staffing, I don't know what this is like. I assume perhaps that there is not a huge amount of staff anymore. Performance has actually improved massively. Oh wait, don't say there's this been open all this time. No, I was going to say that's been open all this time. It's it's plus 10 generic failure points on my part there. Oh, the door at the top has opened up. So, oh, we're seeing guards. There was a guard there on the left. So there is some stuff being brought in. Let me just zip past that guy and look at the amount of riot police that's got past. There's so many riot police. Oh my good grief. Right, we got out. I don't know why there was so many there. Okay, right. Obviously, this has been a novelty. Let's just freely admit that. But if nothing else, these are supposed to be, you know, always entertaining, and well, I hope it is. I'm gonna load it into the standard sandbox mode because I want to see basically what has happened on this one. Obviously, we just ran out the front door there. The amount of riot police streaming past was absolutely ridiculous. When we came in, we had riot police on all of the trucks and the vans and such. We also had the people putting the fire out, but then suddenly all the fire went out. So I don't think that was put out by the... I don't think that was put out by the firefighters, but we'll know when we load it in. Or it might work, it might not. I don't know. I say it depends on how the fire's been introduced into the facility. Obviously, I think it's an unnatural thing. It's probably mods and stuff. But anyway, let's load it in and we'll see what's going on. So yeah, let's do that now. Okay, so load it into the standard sandbox mode and put it straight on pause for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I wanted to show that it does say riot underway, 175 prisoners. We can see in the background there that almost all of the facility is on fire. There's a couple of areas around here that for some reason isn't on fire, but the rest of it is. And also, and again, I don't often show this, but when you load a facility that's had mods, it does say mod differences found. So things like SWAT team, replaces riot guards, emergency prison rebuild mod, instant riot mod, which I do use myself, Sandbox grant, emergency services limited increase, daytime sleep, and unlimited ammo. But we'll just click play now, and it will allow us to load it up. And oh yeah, performance is well, it's struggling. It's very much struggling. And we'll see what happens. Obviously, we were positioned in, I believe, over on the right over here. And oh, there we go. We've loaded it. Only took off half an hour. So I think we were around here and we had a look around, and then obviously it's all this on fire. We were brought in through here, and good grief, this is, well, it's burning, that's for sure. So let's just go to normal speed and we'll see what happens. I'm going to go to emergencies and bring in fire engines. We're going to bring in riot police and paramedics and such. Obviously, the game when we were doing the escape attempt was on the auto mode and it was doing its own thing. Good grief. So we've got a total of 226 inmates with a capacity of 158. Now, the 158 capacity is probably because the game has recalculated just how many cells there is because, well, most of them are on fire. 175 prisoners are rioting. We have an intake unavailable during prison riot. What a surprise. What else do we have here in terms of staff? We have 19 staff, and of that... well, it's not showing. Over to staff, we have one guard. And no workers. And no warden. We've got no one other than one guard. If I may be so bold, I think this facility is understaffed. Right, okay. So I can obviously bring in the guys here. They're all sort of stuck around there, and I'm just telling them to sort of put the fire out. I'm just going to sort of click and drag and just say I'm just going to put them there. Cannot enter riot. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you can see that. It just says deaths 2. Sorry, deaths 302. Right, I would argue that's a failure state. Cannot enter due to riot. I must be getting... Yeah, I was going to say the riot police can definitely enter due to riot. They can definitely enter that. I'm going to bring these guys down to the middle here because I want to put that out. You can see the firefighters are firing their phasing water cannons that go through copious amounts of wall. And there we go. So this is probably, you know, we can probably put this out. We can probably, oh yeah, there's all of the riot guards. Obviously, I'm not running all the mods that was loaded in with this one. We saw that one, so it's like SWAT and such. So they would probably come with, well, yeah, I think that would be the, well, the called SWAT. I'm going to assume, perhaps wrongly, that it is the national, is it the National Guard that come in, that are fully armed, and they basically just go ahead and basically empty the facility by emptying mags. So, yes, we've managed to, I say we've managed to, 170 prisoners are rioting. That's went down from the 175. Now, I don't know whether that 5 that has stopped has been because of the riot police, or that they've maybe perhaps burnt to a cinder in what's going on here. You see, there's died by fire, fire. There's Stephen Jackson writing. Let me get these guys here. It's actually difficult to click and drag. That's the performance issue here. Why can't these guys go in here? Let me guess, this is remote doors. So these are remote doors, and because the fire has totally consumed all of the door control systems, the doors cannot be opened. So the only thing I can do is lock open and go to lock open, and then lock open. So we might be able to have these guys come down through here. So some of them are coming down. The others are having a bit of a problem. Oh, there you go. So this is, ironically, someone called Waterhouse. Other than Fireman. There's an exhausted dog. I would be probably exhausted too if I was coming out of that. Look at the state of that. That's ridiculous. Oh yeah, there's definitely there's definitely some free heating over here. Alright, someone has left a flame unattended, and it's sort of got out of hand, I would argue. The cells on the right, these are not burning, but it's only a matter of time, you understand. And strangely, all of the shower heads are broken, which means they will leak water. But they're also out of water, because if we go off to utilities and to water, you can see all of the pipework has actually been consumed as well. It's not even connected to the water pump. Not that the water pump's even got any electricity, you understand. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go to staff, and I'm going to just pause it a moment, and I'm going to come to here. I'm going to go with a warden, I'm going to go with psychiatrist, psychologist, accountant, foreman, and a chief. And what that's going to do is unlock all of the buttons down the bottom, because then I can check things like deployment, so I can check patrols. So again, this is, I believe it's called the Iron Fort. This is obviously being made. So this is what it probably looked like before things burnt down. You can see there's lots of patrols here. We've got staff patrols, that's standard guards. We've got doggo patrols to stop escape via tunneling. Speaking of that, tunneling is possible through... These are not perimeter walls, so you might be able to get through there, but it depends on what sort of items you can get. We do have scissors and knives on... I don't even know what room that would be. Looks to be infirmary, because you've got those there. Poisons and clubs in... What is that? What room is that? Rooms? Cleaning cupboard. It is a cleaning cupboard. It's very difficult to see, but it is possible. Back over to dangers. We've got in... See, all of this, it looks like there's multiple rooms, but I'm going to assume that because of the fire, it's split up all the rooms. So if I go to infirmary and just mouse over that, yeah, you can see that... all of those little squares, those are separate little infirmaries because the fire's consumed the rest of it. So that's what's happened there. Back over to dangers, and over here you got, looks to be, is that some forestry? Yes, there's forestry there, so there is a way to, it's a staff-only forestry, so there's no way to get those items. Is there any laundry then? Laundry, there is some laundry, which is over here. I'm just trying to think of ways you would escape. So if you were in here, you could definitely nick something from the laundry and then dig out that way. I might actually attempt an escape on this map. Let me know if you would want to see that. I thought it actually featured this map. And I may have, because we've had over 100 escapes now. So it is possible. My mind crumbles away like wet cake after all. So, yes, let's see about maybe going to some rooms and laundry again. And is there any on the left? No, it just appears to be on the right there. We'll go for a workshop, which there is no workshop. Okay, let's just unpause it. And, the chief's calling. Consider equipping some of your more mischievous prisoners with a tracking belt. I think I've got enough on my plate at the moment. I mean, we've got a lot of business to attend to already, truth be told. Yeah, so let's just select those guys and bring them in. It's pretty much unplayable at this point. There you go. So if we were to put the fire out, then obviously that would be great. But what we have to do, we can't bring in the firefighters to put out the fire unless there is sort of safety areas, so that basically there's not prisoners writing, so you have to do that. So actually, now that I've done this, I could probably bring in these guys and bring in all of these guys like that. So I can start to put the fire out. I mean, this facility obviously it's just a test. Look, you've got 1 billion generic units of currency in here. The idea is that you would, you know, just, I mean, do I already want to staff it? And there you go, just keep staffing. You could, believe it or not, this is actually probably, it's probably recoverable, technically on paper. I don't know if there's arm guard provision on this one. I don't know if there's an armory, but if there is, it's almost certainly burnt down. So, yeah. So I'm just bringing in guards and stuff like that, just to deal with this one. So yeah, I think this is recoverable technically on paper. The problem is that you're going to, I assume the failure conditions are on. Let's have a look. Map settings. Failure conditions are actually not on. So yes, if failure conditions are on, it says an extra challenge, you will be sacked and will be game over if you let things get too bad, riots, bankruptcy, too many deaths, escapes, etc. So because failure conditions aren't on, believe it or not, we're never going to have that pop up to say, hey, too many people have escaped, or there's been too many deaths, etc. So we could basically overstaff this with all of the money that we've got, and then we can put the fire out, and then we buy in loads of workers, and we could basically rebuild this. This is possible. I mean, it would probably take... not in-game hours, actually real game hours to do. Real game hours? That's a sentence, just not assembled correctly and using the right components. Yeah, it would probably take real life hours to fix this one. But yeah, you can see it already there. Look, we've got people coming in. I can just say all there and go to the center. So we're gonna have to come through that one. Obviously, I've forced open this thing here, and I have a feeling that the game is actually. It's actually correct. No, no, it's auto-saving. Okay, right, well, I'll go on holiday while it does that. But as I said at the start, this was more of a curiosity to see if you can escape while the whole thing is rioting and on fire. And indeed, you can. Would there be another way of escape? Well, I mean, you could, if you really wanted to, head over to the laundry, pick up some sort of digging equipment, and then start digging out from your cell. Although the problem is that the fire is consuming the whole of the cell blocks. Although the fire was put out, wasn't it, as we were near the front, and the whole thing stopped. So it might be a case of wait for that to happen, then you keep on digging. Again, if there's a desire for me to go and check that out and try, then let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's been a bit of Prison Architect Escapes. Sometimes we do, let's class it as a serious escape, where we take a facility and analyse it and find out the best / most interesting way to get out. Sometimes it's a more show and tell or show and sell, where we just have any quirky, interesting designs and see what the deal is there. And then there's other / miscellaneous, which is this one here, which is basically, hey, what can we do here? And that's what this one was. But like I say, interesting, hopefully. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you have any tips, comments, suggestions, not just for this facility but for others, any ideas or recommendations, then let me know in the comments. Hope you have enjoyed it. That's 330 deaths in this facility. Thanks very much for watching. Comments in the comments. Take care as always, and generic partings.